When Donna and I made the decision that there was going to be no radiation or chemo used on Thomas, the doctor decided to start hounding us. As a result, he told our attorney that because we had chosen not to speak to him directly and not to go with conventional therapy, that it left him no choice but to file charges against us with Child Protective Services for medical neglect, child abuse, and child neglect, which he did. And he'd already told us chemotherapy won't work.
If your child was dying of cancer, wouldn't you want the best treatment available?
The couple's battle for alternative treatment is at the center of a national debate over medical freedom of choice.
The biggest cover-up in the cancer industry is that the industry is based on wealth, not health.
In this matter of life and death, some say the federal government is making matters worse, much worse.
Why are people terrified when they hear the word cancer? Because they know it doesn't work. They know that what we're doing in this country and in the Western world doesn't work.
Today I got a call from a father named Thomas Navarro, and the FDA has refused to allow him to do what he thinks is best for his son. And they placed the whole matter on clinical hold while their son dies.
Conventional medicine doesn't know how to treat cancer. They treat cancer at the symptoms of it. They don't treat the underlying condition of it.
What we found in the lab was that tamoxifen was actually causing cancer. The chemists that I was working with, my superiors, etc., just said, you know, it's $1 billion industry and tamoxifan's not coming off the market.
We were sitting at a table like this and he said, regardless what you do, radiation or not, he's gonna die. And he was 4, but he wasn't stupid. He was a bright little 4-year-old.
In 1987, Mary Kay brings Paul to the Brzezinski Clinic in Houston, Texas. And 6 years later, the boy who was supposed to be dead by age 9 is cancer-free. Today, Paul Michaels is a 29-year-old nursing student who is, by all appearances, cured of cancer. He is one of thousands of patients who have been treated by renowned Polish-born doctor Stanislaw Brzezinski. But in 1995, Mary Jo Siegel, Paul Michaels, and hundreds of other patients being treated by Brzezinski are told that they may no longer be able to use anti-neoplastons.
They were out to destroy him. They were serious about this. The U.S. attorney was going to put him away for life. I mean, for 300 years.
Go away! FDA, go away!
Dr. Brzezinski saved my life, and for that, he is facing 300 years in a federal penitentiary.
We have an extraordinary story for you of a cancer doctor whose patients say he's performing miracles, but the government wants to close him down.
Friday, the Food and Drug Administration raided the doctor's office, seizing patients' files and other documents.
Initially, I was not of interest to FDA because I think pharmaceutical companies were not interested in what I had. I think the biggest problem began when pharmaceutical companies and the government realized that I have something very valuable, which can get rid of cancer in a number of people, and the cancer which was incurable by any other means.
At the trial, several months later, the FDA brings 75 counts against Dr. Brzezinski. Not one of them is related to the safety or efficacy of anti-neoplastons.
You've seen my son, Thomas. This is his new best friend, Liam. After 2 months of chemotherapy, it triggered in him a reaction of tumors throughout his head and broke his jaw. May I show the audience? Sure. This is Thomas using alternative therapy, and this is Lim, conventional therapy, 2 months worth. Which would you choose?
Yes, it's Thomas's birthday.
If we would treat him 2 years ago, today he'd be cured, I believe.
His death certificate reads, respiratory arrest due to chronic toxicity of chemotherapy. That says it all.
Yeah.
The core problem is money. The core problem is patents. The core problem is who is going to control this cure or this treatment at the end of the day. And if it isn't the quote-unquote right people, If it isn't the big corporations, it just isn't going to happen.
Patients should have a right to choose. Doctors should be free to innovate. That's the way medicine moves forward.